Born on January 21st, 1935, my grandmother, known as Nanny, spent her childhood on a farm outside of Macon, Georgia. Her father passed away when she was very young from poor health, and her mother, Sara Brown, had to work the farm in order to make ends meet. My grandmother was left responsible for her two younger sisters, Dot and May. However, she never let her childhood of hard work and anguish destroy her spirit. It was her motivation that moved her to Miami, Florida to pursue a modeling career at the age of 17 to find a better life for herself. According to my mother, she was tired of a small-town life and wanted to experience something new. Within a year of living in Miami, my grandmother met her first husband, Anthony Fix, and became pregnant with her first daughter, Deborah. Shortly after the birth, Anthony began abusing my grandmother and even forced her to have a second child with him. Although my grandmother soon found the courage to leave Miami and her violent husband to return to her roots in Macon, Georgia, to raise her two daughters. After working a few years as an amateur model between Macon and Atlanta, my grandmother soon met James Mimbs, who would offer her a better life of happiness. The two married shortly after meeting and had their first daughter together, my mother, Sharon Mimbs. The two lived happily between Jekyll Island and Macon, where they provided their daughters with a Christian home and love. However, as my grandmother grew older, her happy life soon became filled with doctor's appointments and illnesses. Although she never tried to show her a weak condition, my grandmother soon became overcome by sicknesses such as diabetes and breast cancer. Nevertheless, she never let her illnesses stop her from spending time with her children and grandchildren. As an ignorant middle school girl, I never realized the difficulties my grandmother was facing, nor was I aware of how I should cherish each day with her. It never occurred to me that I could soon lose her forever, and therefore spent too much time concerned with my popularity over my family. My grandmother understood the insecurities I was facing as a young teen, and never held any of my rude comments against me. During the summer of 2005, when I was told my grandmother would be having a serious surgery, I was hit with the reality that not many 14-year-olds have to face. I spent 2 weeks in the Atlanta hospital praying for my grandma to wake from her coma. However, her doctors were not positive of the outcome. Sadly, my grandmother passed away of complications with surgery on August 14, 2005. The church was filled with flowers and friends who wanted to celebrate her life and kind-heartedness. Her happiness and good character radiated through everyone she met, and many were affected by her kindness. Today, my family and I strongly support the American Diabetes Association in her name. Many of those she affected often help our cause, which shows what a strong impact she had on their lives. I often think of my grandmother daily and try to be a better person because of her. The experience helped my immature self to grow up and realize that the ones I love will not be around forever. Many days I wish I could just see her one more time to tell her how much she means to me. However, I know she only wishes the best for me and would only tell me to remember her as I grow up and continue my journey.